Thanks for the alert, Nell. Have a good night. Love you. I miss one part of my socks. Uh, okay, whatever. Yo! What's up? Hello, hello, Kendo, Onsin, Nell, Lucas, and Dave. How you guys doing today? And Magma. Welcome. Goddamn, so many people. Because I started a little bit late. Well, there was no plan for a stream for today, but I got home. I just got home like an hour ago, and I was bored, and still like 10 p.m. I don't know what to do, so here we are. Ah, how you guys doing, chat? How are you guys doing today? Oh, tomate. Where's my wallpaper just changed? There we go. Oh my god. Welcome. Yo. Yo. Oh, how you guys doing in this fine evening of Monday? I think it's Monday for everyone here. Good morning for NA. Good evening for EU, or afternoon rather for EU. Good evening for Asia. Oh shit. Oh shit. We are going to do some chill art stream. A chillu. A luchi lu. Chilu. Also, chat, look what I found today. This is so fucking adorable. I posted this in the Discord, but you guys have to see this. This is so cute. Dude, his voice is so cute. It's a DJ. Look at him. Unironically sounds good. Where can I find this on Spotify, huh? This is so cute. Keep repeating this video earlier today. So adorable. Hey, you how you doing? Finally, you enough. Yua mit cock means Yua with cock in German. Oh no. Oh no. Cat is awesome. Cat is awesome. I mean, dog's awesome as well. Fish is awesome. Lizard pets are awesome. Animals are awesome. But yes, cats have a special place in this channel. No bias. No bias. I love all animals. I just happen to, I don't know. There's a fucking white blue cat in the corner of my screen. This channel, so I don't know, man. Yeah. All right. Let's do some sketch requests, shall we? While we're chilling, while showcasing. This is, by the way, I finished this yesterday. Since if any of you guys missed the drawing that I finished, you guys can check out the full HD on Twitter. By the way,
I'm not a weeb.
And
I'm not a weeb. I guess I watch one anime here, one anime. I'm not a weeb.
I got this new anime plot. Basically, there's this high school girl, except she's got huge boobs. I mean, some serious honkers. A real set of bad dunkers, packing some to bone honkeros. Massive doonka fankaloos. Big old ton-hunger cougars.
Nice. That's real set of badonkers, packing some debunk honkers, massive dehunka bank halus, big old tong hongarang cougars. Okay. You a cock. Why do you make me have to spell this? Huh? What the hell? With the $7,777,777,000,000. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Much love for the humble donation. Thank you. We need Rhea in bahonkers. What do you mean? What is a bahonkers? What does that even mean? Ogyu, yes. you guys want to check it out, there you go. Follow me on Twitter, by the way. Like and subscribe. Wait, what? Appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Yeah. Showcase. God, Rhea is so beautiful. I hit the like button twice. That means you like and then the unlike it. God damn it, man. Good one. Good one, good one. Okay. Let's browse through some sketch requests. Time to redeem some sketch requests. Eh? Oh my god. Cockroaches. I don't know about cockroaches, man. Uh, okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, this one's interesting. Oh wait, I forgot to check mark the Chinese dress. Uh, mm, 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 mm. Okay. All right, let's try. Oh my god, forgot my pen. Helping a blind child. Helping blind. Oh my god. For some reason that reminded me of Star Wars Episode 3. What up, Satria? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. How you guys doing, by the way? This Monday. It's probably some usual Monday for you guys, but it's a holiday for me. So I actually just got back from driving around as a dedicated driver for my parents. A little bit tired, but had some fun. Finally can chill out with my mom and dad. After 2 weeks of getting so fucking busy with work. So it's nice. And also bring them to one of my favorite coffee shop. And even though they don't drink coffee, they have this new menu of a coffee ice cream cone. So I buy them that instead. They seem like it, so that's nice. Ice cream flavored, oh wait, coffee flavored ice cream is actually pretty nice. Not gonna lie. Pretty average Monday. As long as it's pretty good, that's cool. That's cool. Was coffee good? Coffee was pretty good. The place is also pretty nice as well. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I actually post the pictures But if you guys want to take a look at this. Bam. Look at this fancy place, man. This is just the counter shot part, but the rest of the space is actually pretty nice. It's very clean. They're trying to do a minimalistic theme going on, and I got a the ordinary cafe latte. It's pretty gook. It's pretty gook. But yeah, it's called Arabica. They kind of have the percent icon or symbol at the front. I don't know what that means, but it's a very cozy place. And their coffee is, oh, God, like I don't understand. It's pretty expensive though, not gonna lie. It's not that cheap. Their coffee is actually kinda on the pricey side. I think 1 cup it was around it was 12 ounce. It was $6 for a cup of coffee. $6, yeah, or 7, which is kind of at the higher price for a Starbucks ish level, I guess. I'm not sure, but it's not a Starbucks coffee. It's actual legit. It's really good stuff. Hard to go wrong with anything ice cream. True. Durian ice cream. True, bro. Oh, ice cream is nice. Ice cream, I don't know. It's really hard to fuck up ice cream until you put in some fucking chili sauce on it. Have I ever told you that KFC in Indonesia at some point tried a chili ice cream? Yeah, that didn't last long. I think it lasts for like 2 weeks. I don't know. They're experimenting. I tried it. I think I tried it on stream as well. It was way back, like 2020, and I was still, my mic was still scuffed as fuck, and I still live in the old apartment, the shitty old apartment. So yeah, it was really traumatizing experience. Honestly. Ice cream is nice, especially the cream. Well, wait, what? Hey, yo. They did, yes. Where are you from? Indonesia? Wait, I thought you know. Wait, wait, wait a minute. But yeah. Oh man, it was a bad decision from them. I don't know who the fuck had that idea, but they did that and they were like, I guess they thought it was good. I'm not sure. It was, I don't know. I won't say it's bad either, I guess. It was okay at best. It was okay as fuck. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Never knew we're from the same country. Wait, I thought I mentioned it when you followed the channel for the first time. I was like, hey, Satria. I don't know. Maybe I didn't. I honestly don't know. Maybe I did. My bad. Okay, the music is barely there. There we go. You just called my name correctly and I never knew it said anything else? Well, yeah, probably that. Satria. Satria. Well, you know, a lot of people also never really realize I'm from Indonesia. Because apparently I don't really... I don't know. I guess I never really show my Indonesian accent when I speak English. When I said I'm from Indonesia, a lot of people are like, well, what the fuck? Doesn't sound Indonesian at all. Well, I mean, like, yeah. I didn't know at first. Okay. Shit. Fair enough, fair enough. Doesn't matter, doesn't matter. For all you know, I could be not from Earth. I could be like from some fucking intergalactic dimension, fucking whatever the fuck. All right. And I remember someone from chat used to tell me that maybe in hopefully you never reveal your face because I always think of you as an actual trap, and I was like, okay. I'm like, I don't know if you want to stick around because of that. Oh shit. You're gonna be very disappointed, my friend. Very disappointed. I'm not gonna say names, don't worry. Whoa! Oh my god. Yeah. Please refrain from imagining me being anything but this guy. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Just imagine me a fucking Leo. Alright? I think that's fair. I don't know. What do you guys think I look like? Do you think? What do you guys visualize when you hear my voice or when you watch my stream? Hmm? Do you actually visualize me as Leo from the corner of the stream? Or do you actually try to visualize some guy? Still waiting for Extolfo cosplay. It's not gonna happen anytime soon, so you don't have to worry. Not gonna happen anytime soon. Like I said, the deal was getting partnered, and I don't think we're gonna get that anytime soon. All right, so don't worry. Like a Chris Pratt after divorce? What is that supposed to mean? I don't know what his Chris Pratt looks like after divorce. Is that good or bad? Also, what's up, Saints? I think you look like Asian cyberpunk guy. What? What does that mean? Asian cyberpunk. Why cyberpunk as well? That's interesting. I mean, based on where I live, most of you guys already know that I'm Asian. So that's kind of like not fair if you just say Asian, obviously. I can visualize a guy by knowing you're Indonesian kind of ruins it. A guy by, huh? Because I don't know how Indonesians looks like. They look like Indonesians. The Johnny guy, Johnny Silverhand, Asian Keanu. Oh boy, Asian Keanu. I can't even imagine an Asian Keanu. I don't know. I don't think I have a celebrity look-alike. I used to when I was a kid, when I was still in high school, but I don't think it applies anymore. I looks a little bit different now. So, who thought the emote was a good idea? What, this silver hand? Yeah, that emote's kind of lame. Not gonna lie. What's up, Tarda? How you doing? Asian Keanu's just him pinched his eyes. Okay. Hey, in Southeast Asia specifically, not everyone have, you know, what do you even call that in English? I don't know what it's called in English. Southeast Asia specifically have like the most variety of kind of Asian look. You know, I think I'm not just saying Indonesian. I think Southeast Asia in general. Like it applies to Philippine, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand. You know, those Southeast Asian country have like the most diverse look of Asian because we got fucking raided by a shit tons amounts of countries that we have a like a shit ton different kind of fucking ancestors. Especially Indonesia. My country got fucking raided by like 4 different countries: Netherlands, British, Japan, and I forget the other one. Yeah, I forget the other one. That's why Dutch at home. That's why Dutch and Indonesia kind of have like similar ancestors, and at some point, in some way. Do you look like Reinhard Sinaga? Who the fuck is that? Like I'm supposed to know. No. I have no idea who this is. Okay, it's a criminal. Oh god, okay. Oh Jesus Christ. I mean slanted eyes, I guess? Dude, we're on a country that have a lot of small PP. Statistically, really? Huh. I guess I'm above average after all. Hey, yo! Alright. Anyways, best solution is to make a new continent for these countries. True. Wait, we got raided by Spain? Indonesia? Really? I don't know. I got fucking D in history in high school. Don't judge. Red looks like a caveman red after face reveal as Tolfo intensifies. No. I'm I mean, I guess it's because of my beard. Like I have the pandemic beard right now where I used to don't have a beard because I shave a lot when I go to college and office, but ever since pandemic I stopped shaving and I look like Hagrid at some point, but not anymore because I shaved like a couple weeks ago. But yeah, I'm like masculine as fuck. Like fucking yeah. It's far from Astolfo right now. But I don't know. If Astolfo have a beard, maybe. I don't know. I never imagined that. Just show us your face already? No. Not now. Not ready yet. My ultimate is not ready. I look nothing special, alright? Like, it's not gonna be anything special. That's why I want to make it special a little bit by cosplaying as Astolfo. What's up? Garrett Dewana. Who the fuck? Okay, I don't get his face. No. Like, no, not at all. I'm not even bald. Oh yeah, there's a picture of him with his hair. But no. Nice try, nice try. God damn, he looks fucking Chad. I gotta say. He got D from the teacher. Hehe. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Why am I drawing? Okay, I just I just realized I'm not drawing the sketch request right now. Okay, hold up. It's not supposed to be. Hold up. What are you drawing though? As usual, I'm not gonna reveal the sketch request until I kinda finish it, or if you guys figured out what it is before I finish it, to make it a kind of fun. Found a leak rat trap face. Oh my god! Oh my god! I Rickroll. The link tarta. No. Nice try, man. Nice try. Ah, whatever. Let me just do a little sketchy of this. No 12 Leo, no 12 Leo. Greek god statue has 1-inch soft penis. I can see the links have the lyrics. Hey, what's up? It's Iliana E. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm gonna call you Iliana. Nice name. Welcome. Is this music's too chill? Too chill. I wonder who gifted me a sub. You probably, yeah, you might be one of the lucky ones from Lucas or No. Huge gifted sub from a couple days ago. They gifted, I forgot, like almost 30 for each one of them. That blew up the fucking sub goal to 75. Learning about expression is interesting. That's true. Expression is really fun to learn. I do need to learn a lot more about expression. You still owe them feet pics? To who? I don't own anyone feet pics. Obama said so. The sound alerts were dead before. Remember, we're still in your stream, Rad. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I think it's still broken. I mean, the alert is works. The sound alert works as well, since someone just tried it earlier. Who was it? I forgot. I think the sound alert is still fine. Red Feet NFT? Yeah, I sell my feet peaks on NFT for 3 Kato coins. Uh yeah, for each 3. Yeah, one Kato coin's like $2 billion, so auctions open right now. Mm, mm, mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. I make an exception for the NFT. No, please. Mr. Trapu, it's that time of the day. Video later, yeah. Later. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm. Oh, it's got to be a little bit tricky. Trickier than I thought. Mm. Oh god, more submits. Yokai. Yo, what's up, Zay? A Kudera expression of my witch friends. What is my witch friends? Non-spirit from Rin. Yamaoka taking pic in front of a mirror only in bra. 12 Leo hugging. Oh my god. Spicy! Me yesterday, I almost got frenzied flame ending. I'ma grind this last achievement all morning. Did you get it? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You can execute the plan, show my thingy. No, 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 no. We did like a good timing for that. So I'm kind of in the drawing. I kind of want to do like multiple of that, if you know what I mean. The ultimate plan. People in the chat have no idea. People evil. No, I slept. Unacceptable, I know. What do you mean? It would be good content, not gonna lie. True. I was curious about learning about expression. Oh. Wait, what is my witch friends that anime? My witch friends. No. I swear there's an anime like witch. I don't know what you mean by my witch friends. Oh, you have a reference. Okay, okay, gotcha. Uh, 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 uh. Wait, how she looks like again? They do not have the knowledge. Should I DM? Sure. Trying to practice on more expression. Do it, do it. It's actually not that hard-ish to learn expression. what I usually do is just like the references that I use are just like real life references for those stuff. I just like look up people expressions and try to render on like what makes those expressions that expression. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know what I mean? It's so dumb. Uh, chill breakcore better than chill lo-fi. Uh, depends. I don't really have preference when it comes to chill song. As long as it's chill, I like it usually. Drinking water. I just drink. I just drink. We good. We good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How to feet. This sounds nice. I'm gonna add this. uh, not chill, but I've been obsessed with the music. Iron Maiden Trooper. What is that? I know Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden Trooper is a different band. Or are you talking about the album or the song, The Trooper? What is that? Mm-hmm. Oh, for a second I thought I heard the song. Oh boy. Bless you for anyone who requested this. God bless you. Iron Man is a classic though. He's a legend. I remember. Dong please the song. Oh. Boop, 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 boop. Stop, 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 stop. Oh shit. Stop, 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 stop. Mm, 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 mm. Mm. Oh, I knew something was wrong. I mean, nah, yeah. Is it possible to cue music? I used to, but you know, since the fucking DMCA thing, cannot really cue with YouTube anymore because of fucking DMCA. So yeah, unfortunate, man, unfortunate. Unfortunate. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, this one's way too techno. right now. I love it, but back to the more soft one for the vibe of this drawing. Oh my god, this drawing. Rip Coffee just lost my coffee yesterday. Why, man? Why? What happened? My deep condolences. No one should lose their coffee. Sag. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ishibal. Da, 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 da. Mm. Mm. Ooh. What's that? Ooh. Okay. Okay. Oh, this is chill. Makuroi. Mm-hmm. Yo, this is chill. Kind of throwback. I used to listen to a lot of this kind of rap. like hip hop with very chill beats. I have a playlist full of these 48 songs actually. Hell yeah! And share me if you want to. Yeah. Hug you, Makuroi. Mm-mm-mm. 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 Skitoru. Makuroi. 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 Macadee. I'm hungry. Shit. I'm gonna play some CSGO. Alright, have fun. Makuroi. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Dun, 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 dun. Wait, wait. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Me drawing done. Oh shit. Do you want to share? Oh my god. This drawing's so dumb, I love it. Hold up, this one's a bit too big. Honestly, I can see this request as just an reason, an excuse to for me to draw more fucking muscle. I swear to God. Ay, 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 ay. I mean, I don't blame you. Tuk, 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 tuk. You've been working out, bro. There's actually I was trying to fit in like one more thing, I guess, in the previous one. Cause Katie's supposed to say something here before this. I like how this turns out though. It's kind of good. It's kind of nice. So this drawing is called the gender bend accident. Send in art and fan arts. Hold up. Oh, oh, that's cute. What the fuck? I like that. Oh, the color is so nice as well. So soft. His dress. Good job. Cute. Thank you for showing. I like the hair. Really nice. Good job. Thank you. This Dave drawing chat. You can see it in the Discord. Da, 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 da. Ah, I wanna color this so bad. But maybe not. I think I kind of nailed the Katie. Chibi though. A little bit, yeah. Mm. I forget how to draw arms for some reason. Bleh. Look. Mm. How to draw, chat? How to draw? I forgot. Hmm. Don crayon is how to draw. What the fuck? Oh my god. Ooh. Oh my god. My back just fucking popped. What the fuck? Ow. Zawarudo. Ahem. Uh, there. Welcome to the Old People Club, Red. Okay. Oh my god, dude. Trying to look for a reference for the arm. Like my brain kind of appeasia right now. You chill. Oh, fuck. Oh. I'm just gonna do some light shading for this drawing. I think after this we can do some React Andy. Because my arm's already kind of tired. Sonny! You guys got any video, Sonny? Yonder expression on my friend Solel Duvel. Oh my god. I hope I remember about your friend stuff. It's gonna be hard to do because you know sketch request is not instant. It'll be in queue. Oh my god. Okay. Jesus. Dave. Uh, I need to work out, but it's so fucking hot and I'm already soaking in sweat. If it's too hot, I guess you can skip for today. Reading visual novels might help with expressions. True, true. By the way, Rad, for some of my requests, I would have poses if that suits you more. Don't know why that came out to my mind now. I would have poses? Wait, what do you mean by that? Nani? The fuck is this? Oh. The muscle is not really satisfied, but it's whatever. It's better than nothing, I guess. It's just a sketch. I wanna stuck on this one for too long. Okay. I really want to make the initial first page though for this, but it was supposed to be like Katie was like, babe, do you want a milk on your coffee? And like he saw this. All right, done. Gender bend accident. Why does she have a collar? Because it's rain. Gender bend. Requested by Uh, wait, where's the Oh no, did I accidentally mark as completed? I, d- I think I checked it out. I think I check marked it and deemed it as complete. I forgot to screenshot it. No. Does anyone remember who requested gender bend art? God damn it! It was a request from 2 months, 2 to 3 months ago. Also, buddy, what's up, Jix? Good morning. How you doing? Does anyone remember? God damn it! Who would request a gender bend and stuff? Jix. Was it you, Jix? The problem was literally just like gender bend your OC. I forgot the username. Ah, god damn it. I shouldn't check mark anything. God damn it. There's no history of like redeemed rewards. Oh wait, I forgot something. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. I wanted to make her hand, well, his hand at this point, to touch the abs, but I don't know if I'm able to do that with my current skill. It would be really hard to draw a hand touching something. I can even barely draw a hand, so I'm just gonna settle with this. Requested by, I do not remember who. Fuck me, man. I'm just gonna put, yeah, sketch requests. Okay. You're awake right now, but Gara's not awake. If both you and Gara's awake right now, we could play some Borrow Trauma. Man. Oh, sorry. It's supposed to be like looking at the mirror as well. Bum, bum, bum. Mm-hmm. Alright, you guys can start linking the videos in the chat if you guys got anything that you want me to check out on YouTube. React anytime. Oh, I forgot something. There we go. All right, who want to take responsibility for this sketch request? I don't know who to tag for this one. uh, uh, I don't know, man. I'ma just upload it. Bam. There we go. Okay. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Shit, bro. It is time for some reacting. Motherfucker. Motherfucker. Dun, 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 dun. Uh, okay. Red, the heck is this? My god, it's on stream. It is on stream. Welcome, Nell. I see you notice my art posts. Welcome, welcome back. It's a shenanigan sketch request of Katie and Rain. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. All right, Reckony time. Any links? Any linkers? Any linkers? Any linkers, brother? Any linkers, brother? Da, 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 da. One. Oh my god. Okay. What is this? Da, da, da.
Konami sucks.
Konami sucks.
So, let me say it again, Cam.
The Boys Season 3 trailer! Let's go!
This
Oh
video
my
is brought to you by
God.
Raycon.
The fuck up.
This video is brought to you by Raycon.
Oh my god, so many fucking... Okay. Hold on. Hold on, bro. Hold on. Okay. Okay, let me browse through. Bunko desu. Okay. Oh, we need to see this right now. I need to see this right now. Alright, we got Apex Legend mobile gameplay launch trailer. Huh? Okay. That's gonna be interesting. Okay. What you watching? We are gonna watch some video. What's new on the internet? What the fuck is this? Will your dad... What the fuck is this?
In the last video.
Using math to find when your dad is coming back with the milk. Oh my fucking god. Okay. Who made that video? Why, man? Why? Ooh. Okay. Bam. Bing. What? My window is not detected.
So, let me say it again, Cam.
Oh. Wait, what? Wait, it works. Like 1 second. Okay, there we go. Okay, first one is The Boys Season 3 official trailer. Dude, I've been waiting for this. I don't know if you guys keep up with this series, but I love it.
So, let me say it again, Cam. I may be a superhero, but I'm also just a man who fell in love with the wrong woman. Just a man who fell for the wrong woman. Fell for the wrong woman. But out of crisis comes change. Out of crisis comes change. So I spent the last year really slowing down and reconnecting with myself. And I am very excited for everyone to meet the real me.
There's something wrong with Homelander. There's something broken. He's lost his fucking mind.
Love, mommy, daddy, and Abu. Hey, yo!
We've been on the straight and narrow all year. No killing soups, no drinking. Even follow Hugh Campbell's orders without strangling him.
Now you're just being cruel.
Or maybe you're not such an asshole.
Oh my god.
But real power isn't this. It's the ability to bend the world to your will.
Oh.
The gloves are off. Thought we could fight VOD the right way, but we can't. It's all rigged. We have to do it your way.
We're all we've got. It's up to us. I think I have something. Maybe we can use it to blow Homelander's fucking brains out.
Oh
What's
my
this?
god.
Makes you a soup for 24 hours. You're gonna need it.
The whole point of what we do is that no one should have that kind of power.
For once, I'll level the fucking playing field.
I show people the real me. I mean, they fucking love me. Fuck.
Oh my god.
Christ.
Soldier boy.
I'm gonna fucking love this shit. Let's go! The boys is back, baby! Oh my god. I can't wait. Dude, I wish I can like, I mean, it is on Amazon Prime. Technically I can like watch it with you guys. Like literally on stream, but you guys also should have Amazon Prime, but I know a lot of people doesn't have Amazon Prime in their country, that's why I don't really do it. But I actually follow the series. It's so good, dude. It's so. All right, next one. I didn't expect to see this today. It's actually official. Apex Legend mobile gameplay launch trailer.
Eyes up, rookie. Flying into the real deal here.
Looks like the game is changing.
Oh,
I love new
shit.
things.
Want advice? Stay out of my way.
Oh no.
Never quit. That's how you win.
I accept the challenge. I am really good at this.
The Apex Games.
Round one. Here we go. Ready up.
A breakneck battle where no two matches are the same and only the strong survive. Incoming grenade! Home to the most skilled and dangerous warriors in the Outlands. Elite experts trained in combat.
I kind of like the UI, not gonna lie.
Dropping the pain.
And
It's pretty clean.
I soar so high I can speak to the gods.
I'm more worried about the performance.
You want to play with the big dogs? You better know who the dogs are. Woof. Hey, look at this handsome dog. You know what? I'm gonna ditch the dog thing. That's me, Mirage. And that's me too. Anyone up for a Mirage à trois?
Wanna win? Do what I do.
That's Wraith. Don't make her angry. You wouldn't like her when she's angry.
Your choice is pointless. See you in the next dimension.
And that's Pathfinder.
Let's have fun, friend.
Let's
Path
have
is a
fun,
gentle
friend.
soul, until he fires a grappling hook through your face. There's also Gibraltar, Octane, Bloodhound, Lifeline, Caustic, Bangalore, and Fade? Wait, what's a
Whoa.
Fade?
Whoa!
Oh, that's a Fade.
Hello?
Who's left?
New legend.
They can watch each other die.
Holy sh**, he's pretty cool. But you know what's even
Okay.
cooler? Modes, and we got them.
Down low, too slow.
Here comes Gibraltar. Yeah, we've got Team Deathmatch.
What?
3v3, more boom,
Now we have that.
battle royale, bigger boom, and quick battle, which is just like a regular battle royale, but
You
goes
respawn.
quicker, goes faster.
Ah, that's interesting.
So you take all these awesome legends
Move it, dog. Quit.
and their awesome abilities,
Flashing back. Ahora.
in these awesome game types. You got something that's really good. Oh, I totally should have gone with awesome.
Wait, please tell me that guy has got to be on PC as well, right? There's no way he's only for the mobile, right? No way, mate. No way. Oh, it is. It is. Okay, it is on. It is on PC as well.
Is Christopher Smith, known as Peacemaker.
Are you having a laugh?
What?
You just said each member of the team is chosen for their unique abilities. He does exactly what I do, but better.
True.
Add some context as well as some information of the video of the Legend's abilities up on screen right now. Now, as you can see, his
Okay, it's just a leak. They don't have anything yet. Okay, that's kind of sucks. All right, I mean, it should be released on PC as well, right? There's no way to just make a new Legend only for mobile. I think that's not fair. I'm not sure. I guess we'll see. I get your video, Saints. Don't worry, it's on the queue. Next one, Multiverses official cinematic trailer. I don't know, it just pops up.
Strange energy signature detected.
Batman, no!
Computer, what's my location? Computer.
Hey, dude, what's going on here?
This is so weird. Oh shit, bugs.
Where am I?
Who?
What's up, Doc?
Look out!
Hey!
Whoa! Zoinks! What'd I do to you?
What the fuck? No way. Looking for the fucking meme. Oh, see you, Lucas. Okay, albeit this is just. Oh, wait.
Cool.
She's on Warner Bros?
Whoa, you all right?
Wait.
I was messed up how that
What the fuck?
tornado-
Adventure Time? Is on Warner Bros? Huh?
You are the cutest little guy. I'm calling you Slobber, because you look like your name might be Slobber.
Fuck, Tom and Jerry.
You're gonna pay for attacking Slobber.
The animation's kinda kinda aight. Ah, good one.
I don't know
Whoa.
what's happening here, but this looks like a job for. All right then.
Iron Giant. Oh shit. Okay, this is kind of weird, but hey, I mean, I guess they ought to give it a try. I guess. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. DC got Newcastle already. Oh yeah, true. Nickelodeon, no. Warner Bros. Basically, everything's Warner Bros. Owned. It's basically Super Smash Bros. If I'm not wrong. Hold up. Do they have a gameplay trailer? Cinematic gameplay showcase. There you go. I don't know, man. Genshin Kumar's gonna buy this just for Cartoon Harley? No way. No one, no weeps care about Harley. Harley is not. Yeah, no one really care about that. Honestly, I kind of doubt this game's. Wait, they actually do that? No shot. The Tom scream. Okay, this is actually good. This is actually good. I love Tom and Jerry's sound. That's actually funny. god.
So the smoke, you're actually invisible while you're in the smoke, unless you're attacking for the enemies.
Unless you're Batman, then you can see through the smoke.
Yeah, then Batman sees through the smoke because he cheats. But and then the bats basically do damage.
This looks very chaotic right now. I'm not really sure what's going on. I'm gonna be honest.
And I'm also trying to get off stage to...
Is there a different map? The map's very empty. I don't know about this. Like, there's nothing going on. Okay, maybe some. A little bit. But in most cases, the map is just one flat ground with some variations going on. Like in this one, you just like... You know.
Match point.
What the
Red
fuck?
team. Amazons never hold back.
Yeah. Dude, I love that they included all the fucking Tom screams. This is one of my favorite. I love it. Tom and Jerry sounds like one of the best shit ever. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's that I'm not really a big fan of the levels. I guess we'll see.
I never give up.
I mean, it's gotta be free to play, so most people are gonna give it a try in the end. Especially those Smash Bros streamers. We'll see. Alright. Next one. Oh yeah, V-Rising review. I kind of want to check this out. Discuss.
This video is brought to you by Raycon Everyday Earbuds. Stick around to hear more about them and also a special offer they're making available through my channel. Ugh, another early access survival game. Don't see 12 of those get released every day.
True.
Okay, fair enough. Your cynicism here is warranted. This is a genre that has become a little too ubiquitous over the past decade.
True.
Most of them well and truly taking the piss with that whole early access label. Some of them are like, dude, this isn't early access. This is like pre-alpha. Come on now. How are you charging for this? So I get it. But allow me to both quell your cynicism and pique your interest with one word. Vampires. V-Rising is a vampire-themed survival game. It is the same harvest, refine, craft, and build loop you've seen in countless other survival games, except this time, you're a motherfucking vampire, and it totally rules.
What does it... Okay, I need more, come on. I need more convincing. The game does look dope.
True story, I started playing this game 3 days ago during the pre-release closed testing window, and in that time, I've put just over 20 hours into it, and I had to do IRL stuff during those 3 days, otherwise I would have dumped a hell of a lot more time into it. I've had such a blast with this, absolutely loved almost every second of it, and just found myself so pumped for both the early access release, which kicks off later today, as well as the 1.0 release whenever that eventually happens. Let me put it this way, I've not had this much fun with a survival game since Valheim last year. I don't play that many survival games, but I do dabble in them, and often find myself bouncing off them pretty fast because they're either too janky or too grindy or
comparable to
Valheim
Valheim.
Whatever. There's a lot of issues with the survival genre. V-Rising has grabbed me in the same way that Valheim did, or Subnautica before that. It finds that right mix of exploration, discovery, grind, crafting, base building, and combat to deliver something that feels deep, demanding, and hardcore, without ever feeling overly grindy, punishing, or convoluted. Now, all of that could change later, mind you, as this is early access and I'm only 20 hours deep into a build that I suspect has at least 50 hours of content, but so far, so good. Critically, even in this pre-early access window, V-Rising delivers two things that I've never seen from an early access survival game: polish and awesome combat. I'll say right now that there's never been a more polished early access survival game on day one of its early access period. This game feels so seamless and is stuffed with intricate systems and quality of life features that other games would have delivered far later in their development timelines. And the combat, man, I certainly haven't played a survival game with better combat. I'm not saying that doesn't exist because I haven't played all survival games, but yeah, this combat is really superb, both in terms of player weapons and abilities, and in terms of enemy design, particularly the bosses, of which there are already more than 30, and they're all excellent. Okay, so that's a lot of praise. Maybe I should just start at the beginning, give you an overview of how all of this works, and I can take you through why all of this works as well as it does.
Okay, I mean... Wait, when's the game release again? V-Rising? May 17. Wait. That's today. Why is it not released yet? Huh? Is it tomorrow? Wait. Oh, wait. We just switched to May 17 in Indonesia. So maybe tomorrow night, I'm assuming. Okay. I'm definitely gonna check this out because this looks awesome. It's everything that I kind of just want to give it a try. So yeah, we'll give this a try tomorrow, probably. If I can download it faster before I start the stream. All right. Next video.
Konami sucks. I think.
Nice, thank you. That's all the React ND for today. No, I'm kidding. All right.
Konami sucks. I think pretty much everyone can agree on this opinion in some form or another. But it's
True.
been a little bit since someone has talked about this topic. I'm talking like this was relevant back in 2015. Much has changed since then, but what hasn't is how much Konami still sucks. For some context, Konami was cool. If you wanted to talk about a video game publisher and developer with prestige to its name, Konami was untouchable. We got Castlevania, jointly responsible, along with Metroid, for making up 50% of the name Metroidvania. In part responsible for popularizing an entire genre of games enjoyed by millions today. Cave Story, Hollow Knight, Ori and the Blind Forest, Shantae. These franchises wouldn't have existed without Castlevania on the scene. Contra, quintessential run-and-gun action platformer, hard as balls, and played a good part in popularizing co-op action-oriented gameplay. Silent Hill.
Yes!
Revolutionized video game horror in ways still used to this day. From its use of an eerie atmosphere to its horrific sound design and enemy designs, it's a pinnacle in the psychological horror genre that strives to leave lasting experiences on those that have played the game long after they've put it down. To this day, whenever I go outside on a foggy day, I will always think, oh my god, wow, this is just like Silent Hill. Metal Gear Solid. Is there anything I can even really say at this point that hasn't been said? Arguably Konami's most popular franchise to this day, it's gone from just being a video game franchise to now being a cornerstone of internet gaming culture. It's taken the name of a man and transformed it from video game developer to legend in the video game industry. It's an integral building block to the genre of stealth games and went on to inspire countless other works with its gripping plot and revolutionary mechanics. In a series where one of its most popular scenes literally involves you just climbing a ladder while a song plays in the background, there's simply no way this paragraph can give the series proper justice. We don't even need to stay main series. Metal Gear Rising, standing
here, realize.
I actually don't even need to say anything, it speaks for itself. Going back to Konami's roots as an arcade game developer, I already mentioned Contra and Castlevania, but look no further than Dance Dance Revolution, published by
Bro, I grew up with this, chat. I grew up with this game.
Konami. It's a landmark arcade experience. Walk into any large arcade today and I can guarantee you'll find a DDR machine. Fucking cheat codes. You know the Konami code? Peep the name. Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA. I've played maybe a handful of games where that code does something, but even I still have that shit memorized. I can barely remember my own phone number sometimes. Okay, we get it, Strixo. Konami had prestige. So what happened?
What game?
How
DDR,
can a game
man.
company fumble when it has all of these beloved, popular IPs under its belt? It should be impossible to completely alienate the large majority of the gaming community when all you need to do is just ride nostalgia and possibly even pump out more games for these franchises. Mistake number 1. Konami abandoned its franchises.
True.
Nearly every major IP Konami owns has been deserted for one reason or another and left to gather dust while Konami focuses on pachinko machines and gaming. Any release these IPs might have had was rushed to completion and ultimately performed poorly sales-wise and critic-wise because of it, thus leading Konami to believe, oh, we shouldn't make games for these franchises anymore. It's a staggering conclusion to come to through actions solely your own. Nonetheless, Konami instead chose to consolidate its video game development into the mobile sector, so a lot of their new releases have been mobile games. Mistake number 2, milking your existing franchises until there's nothing left. I'm talking about no effort, maximum profit, mobile games made by shitty companies. Castlevania Grimoire of Souls is an all-new Castlevania game for mobile, playable now exclusively on the Apple Arcade. Originally released for mobile devices in 2019,
Who the fuck play games on Apple Arcade?
but was then closed in 2020 by Konami due to a low public interest. Now, as far as I know, it's not a bad mobile game. The trailers look nice, it's got the theme playing in the background, you know, dun, 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 dun. But I'm really turned off from trying the game out because now that it's an Apple Arcade exclusive, I'm forced to pay a monthly subscription to continue to play the game.
Yeah, like, what? Me on iPad? It's like, yeah, like, man.
But also, I just don't like playing games on my phone. I'd much rather try this out on Steam or my Switch, but instead I'd have to deal with mobile game controls, which aren't really that good. The mistake here isn't the mobile game itself, it's just a fundamental misuse of the franchise as a whole. Castlevania-style games are still wildly popular and successful.
Yeah.
A brand new, proper entry in the franchise would
Hollow
probably
Knight
sell
is an
pretty well and be a
example.
welcome addition to the current lineup of Metroidvanias to play. Look at what Nintendo did with Metroid Dread. People were afraid of its performance, but turns out the game sold really well and was a massive success. Literally just copy what they did. Speaking of misusing the franchise,
I'm sorry, okay, it's not your
Castlevania's
fault.
35th anniversary. Now this was a pretty big deal for Castlevania fans. They hadn't had a notable big update to their franchise in quite a few years, so in the mind of a Castlevania fan, the 35th anniversary must have seemed pretty big. Like, ooh, what if it's a cool statue of Richter Belmont or Dracula? Or what if it's a remake of the games? Or what if it's a brand new Castlevania game for consoles? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, September 23rd, 3 days before the actual 35th anniversary came, we got Castlevania Advance Collection, which ported 3 Game Boy Advance Castlevania games and also Dracula X. Cool, thanks Konami. But hey, what's that other date in the back? January 6th? Why do you guys have that one written down? Announcement from Konami: happy 35th anniversary Castlevania fans. We're excited to announce that for the 35th anniversary of Castlevania, we'll be launching our Castlevania NFT auction.
I didn't know about this. I didn't know about this. I didn't know about this. Oh my god. Oh shit, bro. I didn't know about this. No fucking way. They use the anniversary for Castle. Anniversary. It's not any. It's an anniversary of a Castlevania, and they use that to launch an NFT auction. Are you fucking me in the ass, bro? Even if I tell Onsen to ban Konami right now in the chat, it's not even enough. Holy shit, this hurts, man. This hurts.
And oh, you should have just said nothing.
Should have said
Also,
nothing.
just for your information, and as a possible warning, Metal Gear will also be celebrating its 35th anniversary on July 13th of this year, and considering Konami mentioned multiple times they'd also like to sell NFTs for their other franchises, I have terrible news for Metal Gear fans based on my own deductive reasoning skills. While we're talking about Metal Gear, mistake number 3, mistreating Hideo Kojima and also all of your other workers.
Okay, this one's serious. This one's actually serious.
There's like a 0.01% chance you're watching this video and you don't know who Hideo Kojima is, but just in case, he's a legend among the video game industry. He's responsible for Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, Silent Hills, not the original games, but the canceled remake, Death Stranding, and also played a large role in the creation of Metal Gear Rising. Nearly every major project he's touched has gone on to not just be successful, but be considered a must-play if you're a fan of video games. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten around to playing any of the Metal Gear games yet. However, you can bet that when I do, I'll be streaming it live over at twitch.tv/Strixo. It was like the perfect setup. Can you just let me have that one, please? He's a name so wildly popular that the most confusing game trailer anyone has ever seen could be released, and as long as his name is slapped onto the end of it, it'll be one of the most hyped games of the decade. So heading back to 2014 and 2015, Hideo Kojima was hard at work on Metal Gear Solid 5 and recently just got done with PT Silent Hills, which was wildly received as a massive success. Konami will get this out of me one time and one time only, but to be fair to them, Hideo Kojima was over his deadline and over his budget for Metal Gear Solid 5. Obviously, I'm not a company, but considering his previous track record up to this point was all of the other Metal Gear games and also PT Silent Hills, let the man work. It is more likely to be a better project than not.
Dude.
During the first few months of...
I mean, honestly, man, imagine your literally biggest money maker in the company, like proven for decades. He's been creating masterpiece after masterpiece. Like everyone know the games that he made. And you complain that he fucking passed the deadline and over the budget. Are you fucking kidding me, bro?
2015, Konami completely restructured their entire company due to the success of their mobile game, Dragon Collection. They caught on very quickly that mobile games were cheap to make and made an absurd amount of revenue. So Kojima, as a result of the restructure, went from executive content officer, who basically had his hand in every single game released by Konami, to just another developer who was in charge of what was formerly considered Kojima Productions, now called Number 8 Production Department. Considering Kojima is a man who goes through the effort to create with careful detail in mind with what seems like no regards to budget, you can see how that now clashes with Konami's new mindset. Konami then goes on to lose its, to be fair, privileges because post-restructure, they made the development of Metal Gear Solid 5 actively harder for the team to deal with. They limited the studio's access to the email servers and phone lines of the company, and also just randomly shut the internet off sometimes for reasons I don't know, and I can't even imagine why they would do that. If their issue is that the game is taking too long to develop, why would you not make it easier for the studio instead of actively sabotaging them? They even locked Kojima away in a separate room where he was forced to work on a completely different floor from his team members. This helps literally no one. Regardless, Metal Gear Solid 5 released and was a big success. Konami then proceeded to cut ties with Hideo Kojima, wiped his name from all of their Metal Gear branding on their website, barred him from accepting his reward at the Game Awards out of what I can only presume is spite.
Any awards?
Completely canceled the Silent Hill reboot because Kojima worked on it and people liked it. Finally, salt on the wound, while they were in the middle of firing the man who made Metal Gear what it is today, they announced they were developing a new Metal Gear game. By the way,
you guys remember this one? Metal Gear, what's it called? Fucking Metal Gear Zombie or some shit. I don't fucking know. It's so fucking garbage. I played it on stream, by the way, just to laugh at it.
That Metal Gear game they were developing was Metal Gear Survive, and there is one man on this platform who I think said it best.
Even if this game turned out great, fans would hate it, but it didn't turn out great. It's not even mediocre. This game is ultra mega ass.
Furthermore, it didn't just end at mistreating Kojima. According to people who have worked at Konami in the past, it's just an awful environment. Employees leaving the company offices during their lunch break are having their absences monitored with time cards. Those who stay out too long are having their names announced throughout the company. There are cameras in the office corridors that monitor the movements of employees. Developers who aren't seen as useful are reassigned to jobs as security guards, cleaning staff, or roles at a Pachi slot machine factory. This includes junior and senior staff members who have worked on well-known game titles.
Oh, okay, I didn't know this. Oh my fucking god. That's disgusting.
Finally, a former employee who announced they were leaving Konami on Facebook and getting a new job elsewhere had their post monitored, and any remaining Konami employees that liked the post were reshuffled within the company. I honestly don't know what to say.
Jesus.
What the fuck is your problem, Konami? Stepping back and taking all of this in, it's a staggering implosion of a company to see happen in real time. They've actively fought time and time again throughout the years to take their reputation as far as they can.
You can
if
link
it
it.
wasn't
I'll check it out after.
malicious, I'd almost respect it. Through 3 simple things to avoid, Konami in a different world could have been out here as a major name alongside Ubisoft, EA, Microsoft, Respawn. Not to say that any of these companies are better or worse, they all have their own problems, but they are popular. So 2 things I'd like to say. First, to Konami, you're not going to do this, but sell your IPs. You're not using them, give Kojima Metal Gear, and hell, give him Silent Hill too, he deserves it. Secondly, fuck Konami. If you enjoyed the video, click on the playlist to see more things that suck, and follow my Twitch to see my live thoughts on games.
Real and true. Good video. Actually good. Holy shit, dude. I actually forgot how fucking dog shit no Konami is. This video just reminded me again. Thank you. Holy fuck, that was dog shit. What the fuck? Konami living in 1984? I know. Oh boy, that was fucking ass. Okay. Next one. Wait, who linked this? Cyberpunk 2077 in Unreal Engine 5? Huh?
So if you've ever wondered what Cyberpunk 2077 would look, absolutely stunning. Man, the technology for Unreal Engine 5 is so impressive. We've got some various demo reels from artists using Unreal Engine 5, showcasing what is possible with a Cyberpunk game or Cyberpunk.
Wait, is there a video where I can just like look at the direct video, the real video? Okay. Found it. Ooh. Dude, Unreal Engine 5 is gonna be an interesting aspect to the game industry. I mean, this looks kind of eh. Oh, whoa, hello. Oh, I guess this is a combination of multiple artists. That's why the art's a little bit inconsistent. But all of these are like in Unreal Engine 5, apparently. It's just like more of a cyberpunk theme compilation. But in Unreal Engine 5. Rats. Yeah, I remember Unreal Engine's really proud of like showing off their fucking facial expressions and lip syncing with the the overall face animation. Feels like I'm missing something. It's missing the synthetic cat voice. Okay. I mean, yeah. Unreal Engine is a very powerful engine. So fair enough. Fair enough. Okay.
Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar and
oh my god. Okay, Mutahar is talking shit about Halo TV. Halo TV show.
Master Chief be getting a little too lucky these days. Now, yeah, the title of this video is not a joke. Our boy John117 be getting the good suck. Now, to start off with, okay, I don't really care too much about television or movies to make videos on them, unless, of course, it really just gets to the point. Now, if you've been watching the Some Ordinary podcast, greatest podcast in the world, by the way, if I must say so myself, me, Oompy, and Nux always talk about this show. You know, I think 2 episodes straight up, we've just talked about our bad experiences. Now, I've never made a dedicated YouTube video because, honestly, I don't care too much about a bad television show or movie, unless, of course, it really does hit me in the balls. Now, of course, Halo is a franchise I think me and many gamers have played with. I like Halo. I think he's a pretty cool guy. You know, he kills aliens and doesn't afraid of anything. Pretty awesome game, okay? Pretty awesome franchise. I've played every single mainline entry that's come out. I've even played Halo Wars 2, and I love that shit to the end of the earth. Now, to get things started with, the Halo TV show has been announced forever, okay? Like, back in the days of 2013's Xbox One original announcement, we were basically, like, told, you know, they were gonna make this show a thing. Now, of course, years later...
2013? Damn.
A long time, you know, some Metal Gear Solid 5, Man Who Sold the World, Wake Up from a Coma level times, Halo's show finally dropped on Paramount Plus. Now, with a budget of $90 million, which sounds like a lot, but when you're filming a show that's mostly set in a CGI haven like Halo, tends to dry up pretty quick.
True.
But it wasn't the budget that got me. It was actually one of the showrunners initially saying... Everyone who spoke with Variety actually cited Halo's expansive mythology as the factor that differentiated the series from other video game fare, that made it so attractive as source material. Okay, you read that? Let me read the next part. We didn't look at the game, says Season 1 showrunner Stephen Kane. We didn't talk about the game, we talked about the characters and the world. So I never felt limited by it being a game. Ooh! Oh, at this point, I knew there was some trouble in paradise.
Okay, listen. When you make a series based on Halo, you know it was known for being a good game, not a good novel, not a good animation, not a good comic. Maybe some of them are actually good, I don't fucking know. But the media that's being most popular, for being most praised about, is the fucking game. So when he fucking said, I didn't look at the game, huh?
Now, before we go, but Muna, the Halo comes in books, anime, and dildos. Look, I don't care if they're making, like, you know, adult toys of Halo at this point. I get it. Halo has a lore of, like, 20 years at this point, okay? There's books, there's comics, there's anime adaptations, there's movies, there's podcasts like Hunt the Truth that are absolutely some of the best forms of Halo, lore that one can consume. But I would wager to say that 90% of the player base, 99% of the player base almost, has mostly experienced Halo through the video games.
Yeah.
You know, if it wasn't for the video games, if it wasn't for that initial Apple showcase of Halo as an RTS, nobody would really care about Halo. Most of the people that have joined into the Halo bandwagon have played the video games, all right? And for most people, that's all they ever touch. Now, Halo is such a good franchise, in my opinion, that covering the books is not really a hard sell. It's a good lore that's written by talented people that if you really get into Halo, you're probably going to read that stuff as well. But most people get a lot of their shit from the video games. If the people making the show for one of the most beloved sci-fi series of all time in gaming aren't even touching the games, that's not a good sign, okay? Now, to understand, the Halo TV show is not canon, okay? Meaning whatever happens in the show does not reflect on what's happening in the video game world, which thankfully is the case because, man, they have really deviated from the world of Halo. Let me get this started. To understand, I think the show is made technically well. Like, it looks okay. The CGI is a little bit cringy to watch.
Is there a clip? Okay, there's a clip.
cutscenes, or even recreate Halo Wars or Halo Wars 2, because the show's budget is 90 million, not 500 million. So obviously they couldn't afford that level of crazy high-end CGI. So we got what we got. Now, to understand, I'm not joking, but this is Master Chief. Now, you might be like, whoa, where's the Mjolnir armor? Boys and girls, I have seen more of Master Chief's rectum than I've seen my own rectum. Yeah, within like the first episode, he just basically takes off the helmet and it just gets progressively far off. Yeah, this is cheap.
He takes off his helmet on the first episode? Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, the showrunner of this is gonna have a really bad time in the next couple of years of his career. Because boy, oh boy, he has made such the worst possible decision that you can do. What have we learned from The Mandalorian? Really? Like no one learned from The Mandalorian? No? Like the guy in the if in the original series is always helmets on, is always going to be helmets on, like you do not want to create a disconnection from the original material. What?
Chief without the shirt on. He's got a dog tag only. You might be wondering who this lady is in front of him, and that lady would be one of the chosen ones from the Covenant. Yeah, she's like a Covenant, like human, character. Maquis is what her name is, and she's basically like taken in prison. She's basically rescued by the UNSC. Master Chief bones her, okay, and Cortana's just watching in the background like it's some cuckold porn. I think the actual scientific term might be cuck queen, but that's generally what you're getting. Yeah, Master Chief bones in this entire story. Now, what's really wild to me is lore-wise, I've always questioned if Spartan 2s, which is what Master Chief is, John 117, actually even have an active sex drive, simply because they go through so many physical and mental augmentations that their actual like sex drive would be diminished. Not completely gone. Obviously they can have sex, but the ability for them to procreate, deliver children it should be a pretty challenging task given what they have went through since the age of 6, okay? The fact that Master Chief gets it up faster than a fucking porn star in this entire thing is a little wild, a little out there. It's to the point where, like, I feel like the show is made for so many, like, people outside the Halo fandom that you can look at Forbes articles where they're like, Sorry, hold on. Is Master Chief going to have a baby with the Covenant? It's like people who are in this have no idea. Like the people watching it, the people that I guess is trying to cater to have no idea that like this doesn't even make sense from a lore perspective. And the reason why fans get a little uppity about this is not just this scene in particular. There's a lot of Spartan 2 lore that that just gets sort of tossed out the entire window. For instance, this bullet, and I don't want to show you any like frame of this like in motion because Angry Joe's been facing like copyright disclaimers up the ass with Paramount. And I'm not trying to walk into that, okay? I'm just going to show you stills, and I'm going to give you as much context as I honestly can. This little pill right here is stuck just above the anal cavity of Master Chief.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my. Okay, let's continue.
And it's what they call the emotional regulator. Yeah, I've never heard about this in the Halo lore, but apparently Spartan 2s in this universe have like an emotional regulator in their spine, which I guess inhibits their emotions or whatever. I mean, it comes with the name. Even though in the entire game's lore, a lot of these Spartan 2s are abducted at the age of like 8 and put through so much physical augmentations, mental augmentations, and they have a really stunted social development that really shows you that they're not emotionally all the way there. It's not that Spartan 2s can't converse with human beings normally or show some shred of humanity. It's just they don't really have, or you shouldn't expect them to have a lot of social skills amongst just themselves. They grow up amongst themselves, amongst the other Spartan 2s, but obviously there's like a social discount. The fact that you have emotional regulators and Master Chief's just like digging into his spine to dig those out and like get rid of get back his emotions, I guess, is a little bit of a shocker to us. Okay, now even in this entire show, Catherine Halsey, who's like the doctor behind the Spartan project, straight up doesn't tell them that they've even been kidnapped. If anybody knows Halo lore, you know that every Spartan 2 like Master Chief has been abducted at the age of 8 and put through so much augmentations to become these like war assets for the UNSC. Okay, now of course in the entire like games, Halsey basically tells the children, yeah, we kidnapped you, you've been kidnapped, but hey, listen kids, fuck your parents, you're gonna stop, you know, bad guy, you're gonna be there to, you know, save humanity, okay, fight for some greater cause. And these kids get really indoctrinated to the point where like they just consume that shit. This is all they know. It was even a plot point that was really touched upon Halo Infinite, where like, you know, Master Chief's like, that's all he knows, you know, save humanity whatever the cost, you know, kill, stop the Covenant, that's it. That's what these kids have done. That's how they've been indoctrinated. The fact that they go the complete opposite way in the entire show baffles us. Okay, it really does baffle the average person. And even when it comes to the UNSC, they're painted as like the really big bad person in the entire show.
All right, man. Holy shit. Wait, how bad is this? Okay, hold up. I gotta know. I gotta. Halo TV show. Oh my god, we see his face. 70%. Awesome show. I'm a big fan since the first game, even though it hits different to the game. Okay, dude. Bro. It actually, oh boy. I guess they are trying to aim for the non-gamers audience. I don't know. I mean, yeah. Oh damn, dude. What do you describe, dude? Why is Halo? Why is Master Chief fake? Why? Oh my god. What's this? Why does Twitch always keep the space between emotes when I even delete them? It's just the way they designed I think that's how they design. Because, you know, if you type in without the space, you kind of cannot, you know, because they designed the way how emote works is just text with nothing, so it just doesn't work on Twitch, unfortunately. Yeah, people actually defend this shit. They don't want a competent narrative. They see one CGI fight and they just dies of Coom. Oh man. Look at the song. Okay, wait. This is not copyrighted, right? If it's copyrighted, we can kinda. Okay, I think it's not. I'm not sure. Just to be safe, can we just listen? Oh, okay. I got an idea. Hold up. Is this a video clip? Okay. We can just listen to it on Spotify. I think I've heard this. Peeps. Ellie and Fur. I'm at a streamer hearing this. Oh shit, hold up. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Hmm. Hmm. The video clip is just like some nightclub scene. You know what this reminded me of? Yeah, I was about to say GTA 5. It got that GTA 5 radio vibe. It's kind of jammy. Because, well, I mean, it's from 2013 as well, which is around the time where GTA 5 was released. So, this vibe. Alright, go to my playlist. You go. Thank you. Raku. Good additional to my collection. Thank you. God, this brings back though. I used to listen to a lot of this kind of song. Back in my day. Alrighty. Alright, chat. I think that's all. Thank you guys for watching. Oh my god. I think I'm gonna end it here. It's pretty late already. So I'm asleep. Well, same. Well, not really. I'm just gonna end the stream, but you know. Thank you, chat, for chilling out. Gonna chill here. As you can see, the title, it is a short-ish stream because, you know, was not really planning to stream today, but since I was a little bit bored, I just want to draw and chill out with you guys while drawing. So thank you for coming by. Thank you for stopping, accompanying me, do some little bit of sketching. Thank you, thank you. Being the shortest is actually the best because I can break your goddamn kneecaps. Go on. Yeah, welcome. But sorry, yeah, we're ending the stream. Sorry, as you can see in the title. My bad. Was skipping the last line? You have another line? What is this? One. Okay, you know what? 1 minute. Sure. It was already okay. What's this? Wait, what? Showing. Okay.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Space Theory!
In today's episode, I wanted to analyze the realism of the hit game Among Us. Among Us actually takes place in space. In the game, you do a bunch of tasks similar to something you would see in a real-life space mission. However, I did find one inconsistency. You see, the game requires you to spend all this time discovering dead bodies, when you should actually be discovering some bitches. Unfortunately, if you could not get any bitches on Earth, what makes you think you can get any in space? Not only that, but I also noticed your Reddit and Discord accounts were very active. As expected, this scared all the alien bitches away. It is also mandatory to take showers every day in space, which is clearly impossible for you. But if you were expecting to maybe find your dad in space after an extensive search, I actually found your dad. However, when I told him you were with me, he said that he would be traveling back to Earth just so he could abandon you again. You know what this means, right? You're both bitchless and still fatherless. Therefore, we can conclude that there is not a single planet or galaxy where you get any bitches.
But hey, all by yourself. Fucking Jesus Christ, dude. Okay, like, alright, why do you always give me this kind of video? Oh my, please, no more, thank you. Alright, anyway, thank you guys all for watching. Peace out for today. I'm gonna be back tomorrow, probably, if I do stream. Cause tomorrow's Tuesday. I was probably gonna stream. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Other than that, but yeah, the drawing that we did for this past 2 days. Enjoy. Other than that, thank you guys all for watching. I'm gonna see you guys on, if not tomorrow, I'm gonna see you guys on Wednesday, I think. Okay. Once again, I gotta thank you, Raku, Saints Flow, Real Gaming Fire, Nil Ganku, Orkendo, Wanson, Davey, Jigs, Lucas, and Zay, and everyone else who stopped by and chilling out in the chat. And of course, everyone who lurk with the stream open in the background. Thank you all so much. Appreciate it. Much love. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Stop. Oh, I forgot. Thank you, Yuakok, for this the humble donation of 77777777777. Yeah, I know the name is that. I don't question me. All right, that's what it says. Okay, don't. Okay, that's what it says. All right, that's what it says. Yeah. All right. Anyway, with that being said, thank you guys all for watching. Raid. Maybe no raid for today. I'm just gonna chill out. I'm gonna bail out real quick. So I'm gonna let you guys go wherever you guys want to go, okay? For today. So take it easy. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of the day. Hope your Monday is not so bad after all. And if it is, I hope my stream somehow kind of, lifting those bad Monday a little bit better. If not, yeah. Yeah. Other than that, once again, thank you guys all for watching. I'm gonna see you guys again on the next one. Peace out. Have a good one. Love you all. And yeah, I'll see you guys on tomorrow. Other than that, peace out. Jane! Why? Oh man, you guys are coming a little bit too late. I'm sorry. I'll stream again tomorrow. I think if not tomorrow, on Wednesday. Okay. I swear. I swear. I swear. If not tomorrow, on Wednesday. Okay. Okay. Love you. Mwah. Mwah. Best mod. No, best mod. Mwah. Wait, okay, hold up. Since some of you guys still here, I feel bad for for not doing any raid. Since Lucas just started the stream. Yes, Lucas, that's always in the chat. Let's go there, shall we? Let's go there real quick. Okay, let's go there. Let's go there. Go there real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Alright. You guys know the usual. Spam the smol rate in their chat. Or cock rate. Since you have the cock rate and I don't know. You guys do what you do. Alright. No, don't be fucking weird. I swear to God. Don't be fucking weird. Alright. I'm sorry guys over there. Take it easy. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Or not the rest of the stream. Enjoy his stream. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay healthy, take care of yourself because I want to see you guys again on the next one. All right? I'm serious on that one. That's a serious note. Take care of yourself, okay? I love you all. All right, other than that, I'll see ya on his stream. Bye-bye. Spam the phone right. Spam it. Spam